At the Lingxiao sect, a man named Fang Lingxiao reflects on his 100 years of cultivation after transmigrating. Declaring his cultivation complete, Fang Lingxiao bursts from his secluded training chamber. Swoosh! He emerges to an adoring crowd, announcing his plan to undergo heavenly tribulation and ascend to the immortal realm. He's surprised to find his master Fang Qingyun and Uncle Ye Xuanchuan have come to see him off. His master gravely warns him about the extreme dangers of the 9-9 heavenly tribulation he is about to face. Fang Qingyun explains the tribulation involves 99 lightning strikes, but Fang Lingxiao arrogantly dismisses the threat. Ye Xuanchuan chides him for his overconfidence, but Fang Lingxiao casually brushes off the concern. Reassuring them not to worry, Fang Lingxiao leaps into the sky to begin his ascension. He boldly vows to ascend to the immortal realm within a mere 3 years. Boom! A rugged Fang Lingxiao curses the heavens, revealing his tribulation has unexpectedly lasted for 100,000 years. Boom! He laments that the endless lightning has stripped him of his cultivation, but forged an extraordinarily powerful body. He realizes someone has been deliberately prolonging his tribulation to seize his newly tempered body. Come on then, he roars, challenging the heavens. Boom! He is struck by a massive bolt, but begins to absorb its power. Gritting his teeth through the pain, he's shocked to find he's absorbing the lightning without exploding. He realizes that after 100,000 years of tempering, he can finally refine the tribulation's energy for himself. With a single command, disperse, he forces the tribulation clouds to part, revealing the sun. He vows that to settle his Tao heart, he must find and kill the person who sabotaged his tribulation. Enraged by his circumstances, he smashes his fist into the ground with devastating force. Ha, ha, ha! He spits out a mouthful of rocks. Utterly frustrated, he discovers his qi is now filled with heavenly lightning, rendering his old cultivation methods useless. A grin spreads across his face as he realizes he can use the lightning to build a powerful new foundation. He understands this overbearing power must be refined slowly, or the backlash could kill him. Deciding to conserve his fragile new power, he resolves to walk back to civilization on foot. The scene transitions to the bustling metropolis of Lingjing City. A chaotic battle rages in the city between a female warrior and a hooded, red-haired man. Now cloaked and unassuming, Fang Lingxiao calmly eats a bun while observing the fight, noting the world's lack of peace. He thanks a young, blue-haired girl for the food, who notes he is the first outsider she has ever met. Feeling an affinity, he offers the girl a favor and gives her a jade pendant as thanks. He tells her to crush the pendant if she is ever in trouble, promising he will come to her aid. She declines his help but keeps the pendant, while he warns her to flee an approaching enemy who could destroy the city. The blue-haired girl is intrigued, but ultimately dismisses him as a boastful mortal. He realizes her special eyes are untrained, as she cannot perceive he is far more than a mortal. After learning that City Lord Lan Yunao is long dead, the immense weight of 100,000 years finally sinks in. Boom! High above, the red-haired man demands the city's surrender, amused by the defiance of the female warrior Ailing. The blue-haired girl flies into the fight, revealing herself as the city lord and telling Ailing she will handle it. Despite Ailing's concern, the city lord sternly orders her to evacuate the citizens to safety. The red-haired man scoffs, calling the new city lord a weak and sickly replacement for her predecessor. Dismissing the need for words, the city lord braces as a fiery, serpent-like attack hurtles toward her. "This is my duty," she declares, her eyes glowing as she gathers her own formidable power. She unleashes a powerful slash of concentrated purple energy to counter the incoming attack. The red-haired man laughs, pleased by her show of strength, as their attacks are about to collide. Her energy blade soars towards the man, who prepares to block the powerful blow head-on. Their powers erupt in a violent clash as he successfully intercepts her determined strike. Overwhelmed by his superior strength, the city lord is blasted backward from the force of the impact. She retaliates fiercely, summoning a massive pillar of golden fire to strike down her enemy. The red-haired man effortlessly shatters her attack with a kick, a look of surprise crossing his face. A brilliant, overwhelming golden power erupts from the city lord's body. He grins with excitement, finally recognizing her unique power as the heavenly spirit Flower Eye. He unleashes a crushing counterattack that shatters her defense, leaving her coughing and injured. The man mocks her life-burning technique as Ailing urges a mesmerized Fang Lingxiao to flee, who only calls the skill flashy. As Aoling watches the blast in horror, fearing for the city lord, Fang Lingxiao remains perfectly calm. Aoling mistakenly identifies the red-haired attacker as the infamous Fang Lingxiao, condemning him as a heartless monster who abandoned his own sect. Turning to the real Fang Lingxiao, she urgently tells him to flee Lingjing City before it's too late. High above the wasteland, the red-haired man demands the defeated city lord surrender Lan Yunao's inner core to be spared. Coughing blood, the city lord is brought to her knees by the devastating attack. Defiantly refusing, she is threatened with a fate worse than death as the man's demonic energy prepares to invade her body, leaving her in utter despair. Remembering Fang Lingxiao's pendant, she dismisses the idea of a mortal's help, while her attacker, sensing a strange energy, decides to just kill her and search the city. Swoosh! Suddenly, an unseen force intercepts the attack, slamming the red-haired man into the ground with a massive explosion. Fang Lingxiao appears before the stunned city lord, explaining he came because she crushed the pendant, fulfilling a debt to Lan Yunao. With a smirk, he adds that he's also paying her back for the meal she gave him. He confronts the recovering attacker, declaring a personal grudge with the so-called Fang Lingxiao, who retorts that he is just another human seeking death. Fang Lingxiao questions why a member of the demon race is impersonating him, causing the imposter to drop his act now that he's been exposed. The imposter, introducing himself as Lang Tian, a heavenly flame demon wolf, unleashes his true, terrifying pressure, shocking the city lord with his hidden power. Unfazed, Fang Lingxiao simply repeats his question, why impersonate him? Lang Tian scoffs, noting that body cultivators are weak and can only reach the spirit infant realm at best. Fang Lingxiao stands alone, facing his foe across the desolate, cratered landscape. Lang Tian boasts that his spirit king realm cultivation creates an insurmountable gap between them. Fang Lingxiao simply smirks, completely unimpressed, and asks, so what? Enraged, Lang Tian gives him two options, kneel and beg, or defeat him in battle to learn the truth. He then mockingly declares that the odds of Fang Lingxiao winning are absolute zero. Pow! With a sudden flash, the ground shatters from a powerful impact. The city lord looks on in utter shock at the sudden turn of events. Lang Tian is seen kneeling in a crater, having been struck down instantly. Fang Lingxiao casually cleans his ear, mocking his opponent for the long-winded speech when a simple challenge would have sufficed. He stands confidently, his cloak billowing slightly as he prepares for the real fight. Realizing the demon's true power, the city lord desperately begs Fang Lingxiao to flee for his life. Rising from the crater, a furious Lang Tian congratulates him for successfully pissing him off. He unleashes a massive, swirling vortex of fire as the city lord screams a warning. The world erupts in a fiery explosion as Lang Tian roars that he's not finished yet. Believing she's dying within the inferno, the city lord apologizes to her father and reaches for his spirit, accepting her fate. The flames part to reveal an unscathed and now shirtless Fang Lingxiao, completely unharmed. As the city lord stares in disbelief, he nonchalantly tells her he has a gift of fortune for her. Lang Tian, confused by the lack of screaming, turns in shock to a strange sound from behind him. He confidently boasts that such a weak attack couldn't possibly break his protective aura. BFT, the city lord, suddenly slams her head into his face. The powerful headbutt sends a spray of blood from Lang Tian's nose. Stunned, he wonders how he was injured and why his spiritual aura failed to protect him. He realizes it must be the woman, recalling that her unique eyes prevent her from cultivating normally. But as he explains that she can absorb others' pure spiritual energy, like his, he is shocked and demands to know how she knew that, only to see Fang Lingxiao standing behind him, revealing who was truly in control. The city lord, mortified, frantically points and yells, "Senior, your pants! Your pants!" Ignoring his wardrobe malfunction, Fang Lingxiao coolly demands the imposter explain himself or have his essence drained dry. Finally understanding the situation, Lang Tian concedes that he underestimated his opponent. Enraged, Lang Tian roars and begins unleashing his true, fiery, demonic form. Ailing screams at the terrified citizens to get to safety immediately. She and the crowd can only stare in horror as the fiery transformation intensifies. Lang Tian emerges as a colossal, flaming wolf beast, promising to show them true despair. The surviving citizens fall to their knees, begging the Lord Wolf God for mercy. The beast gloats over their despair, as the city lord trembles before such a powerful, magical creature. Fang Lingxiao, still completely naked, unimpressed, asks if just getting bigger is the whole show-off act. He scolds the city lord for being surprised, telling her it only encourages the beast, as the furious wolf glares, realizing he's still not being taken seriously. With a roar of "Die!", Longtian's beast form unleashes a torrent of fire at a calm Fang Lingxiao. Turned to ash, the wolf beast howls, its attack engulfing everything in a searing inferno. His boastful roar is cut short as he chokes, his fiery attack suddenly ceasing. The wolf stares up in disbelief as Fang Lingxiao, invoking a colossal divine form, now towers over him completely naked. Blushing and speechless, the city lord can only stammer in shock at the unbelievable sight. Alin and the citizens are stunned and flustered, pointing in disbelief as they realize a giant naked man has just appeared. With a simple clench of his fist, the terrifying pressure of Fang Lingxiao's giant form slams the wolf beast flat into the ground. Now a small, trembling pup, Lang Tian begs the great immortal for mercy, promising to reveal everything. Surrounded by crackling lightning, Fang Lingxiao's giant form rapidly shrinks back to normal size. He realizes the spiritual energy he absorbed was insufficient, causing the heavenly lightning in his body to rage out of control. Understanding he can only use soul power for now, he is approached by the city lord, who asks if he is all right. He calmly tells her he's fine and gestures toward the defeated beast. Lang Tian whimpers for mercy as the city lord wonders at his small size. Fang Lingxiao explains this is his true juvenile form. He easily picks up the fainted wolf, mocking how simple it was to scare him. Rejecting the city lord's offer to find clothes, he asks for a spirit stone to refine them himself. She gives him a rare, invaluable spirit stone, explaining that the divine bridge collapsed 10,000 years ago, leaving Fang Lingxiao to wonder if he caused it. As she explains the rarity of spirit stones, he cuts her off, tired of the chatter. Now, fully clothed, Fang Lingxiao watches as the tiny wolf, Lang Tian, attempts to sneak away. A smirk crosses Fang Lingxiao's face as he easily foils the escape plan. Instantly appearing before him, he greets the shocked wolf with a taunting, "Hello, puppy." Pow. After a quick smack, Fang Lingxiao states the wolf's eagerness to flee has only made him more curious. He questions Lang Tian, who begins his story of how he was defeated by a woman 5 years ago while on a training mission. A flashback shows a younger Lang Tian being violently thrown through the air. He curses in frustration, regretting he ever crossed paths with that woman. In the flashback, a mysterious purple-haired woman unleashes a powerful energy blast at him. Lang Tian retaliates, angrily unleashing his own powerful heavenly flame attack. To his shock, his attack fails, leaving him utterly confused and vulnerable. The woman taunts him for his failed attack, as he complains that he was only teasing her. She calls him fickle, questioning if his earlier sweet words were a lie. She then commands him to assume the name Fang Lingxiao and collect 10 inner cores from powerful cultivators for her. Lang Tian defiantly refuses to be ordered around by her. She reveals her leverage with a smug smile, having already planted a death rune inside his body. Back in the present, Lang Tian concludes his explanation of how he was coerced. The city lord is stunned by the woman's ability to rip space, while Fang Lingxiao realizes she must be from the upper realm. Lang Tian tries to appeal to Fang Lingxiao as a fellow righteous hero, but Fang Lingxiao dismisses the title and asks for his name. He introduces himself as Fang Lingxiao of the Lingxiao sect, leaving both Lang Tian and the city lord completely thunderstruck. Lang Tian immediately prostrates himself, frantically begging for his life. He finally understands the woman's cruel plot to have him killed by the real Fang Lingxiao, framing him for his crimes. Fang Lingxiao orders him to serve him to atone, leaving Lang Tian to weigh his grim options. With a cold glare, Fang Lingxiao gives him a final choice: serve me or die. Having no other choice, Lang Tian swears a Dao oath to serve Fang Lingxiao as his master. Fang Lingxiao asks the city lord, now called Lan Ge, to activate a teleportation array, but she explains it lacks the rare spirit stones to function. Unconcerned, he simply asks for the coordinates, leaving her confused by his confidence. Announcing his departure, he instructs Lang Tian to stay put and behave. Lang Tian watches him go, wondering about his new master's sudden decision. Suddenly, he freezes in terror, recognizing the arriving presence as the mysterious purple-haired woman. The woman appears, mocking Fang Lingxiao for surviving his tribulation as a powerless cripple, and warning him not to return to his sect. In a blind fury, Fang Lingxiao lunges at her, but she easily dodges, his punch missing as his own body bleeds from the strain. He crashes to the ground, having completely overexerted his unstable body. The purple-haired woman stares in shock, wondering how he can be so fast when his dantian should have been destroyed. His hand is enveloped in a surge of dark, corrupting energy. Rising to his feet, Fang Lingxiao recognizes her technique and recovery speed, claiming he now knows who she is. He names her as the undying venerable Su Linglong, who infamously sacrificed her own sect to ascend. Enraged and radiating dark energy, Fang Lingxiao vows to kill her 10,000 times to avenge her fallen sect members. Su Linglong smirks, dismissing his recovery as a fluke and his threat as empty words. Taking a fighting stance, Fang Lingxiao challenges her to show him the true power of someone from the upper realm. He lunges forward, his arm crackling with violent purple energy as he prepares to strike. Su Linglong confidently explains that her talisman, powered by the laws, should render him immobile, and she gives him an ultimatum: answer her questions or explode. Unaffected, Fang Lingxiao appears directly before her, his eyes glowing as he questions why she dared to come down. He shatters her law-powered talisman with a single punch, leaving Su Linglong stunned as she quickly tries to create distance, realizing he can't fly. Mocking her escape attempt, Fang Lingxiao summons a colossal earth wall to block her path, as she scoffs at his brutish technique. Stunned by the scale of his technique, Su Linglong is confronted by a massive warrior spirit manifesting behind him as he dares her to escape. Annoyed, she calls him a troublesome man, a wisp of dark energy forming between her fingers. She unleashes a flurry of clones, all lunging at Fang Lingxiao in a coordinated assault. Boom! His defensive wall shatters under the barrage of attacks. Elsewhere, a tremor is felt as Lan Ge tells Ailing to ignore the fight, while Lang Tian plots to use the chaos to escape his new servitude. Peeking outside, Lang Tian is horrified to see a massive ice structure has appeared, immediately deciding that running away is a bad idea. Fang Lingxiao counters the clone attack by unleashing a demon-suppressing talisman, a swirling storm of explosive paper charms. Su Linglong is shocked that his sheer physical toughness allows him to shatter her runes instantly, even without spiritual energy. Fang Lingxiao correctly deduces that he is fighting an external incarnation, not her true self. Seeing no point in torturing a clone, Fang Lingxiao prepares to destroy it, sensing that even an avatar from the upper realm requires effort. As Su Linglong is suddenly shocked by an unseen sword chi, the avatar is instantly skewered and trapped by strange, fork-like tendrils of energy. With a powerful downward slash, Fang Lingxiao's energy blade cleaves the avatar completely in two. As the clone disintegrates, the real Su Linglong understands his sword chi was imbued with laws, and she mistakenly concludes he must be one of her people. From a different realm, the true Su Linglong laughs, promising to wait for Fang Lingxiao in the upper realm. Fang Lingxiao coldly promises that he is coming for all of them. He examines the glowing core she left behind, realizing it was a fake all along, a trap designed to provoke him and test his strength. Returning to the hall, Fang Lingxiao finds Lan Ge, who has just located the coordinates he requested. He turns to Lang Tian, nonchalantly asking his new servant why he didn't run away. Lang Tian nervously claims Skyfire wolves are loyal, though he privately admits he wouldn't dare be disloyal, as Lan Ge hands over the coordinates. Fang Lingxiao studies the map, noting the long distance, but is satisfied now that he knows the location. Summoning Lang Tian, he rejects Lan Ge's offer of a spirit beast carriage, stating he has his own way to travel. He advises a flustered Lan Ge to train hard and not slack off before he departs. With a cry of, "Let's go!" he takes off, leaving a screaming Lang Tian in his wake. A streak of blue lightning flashes across the sky with incredible speed. His own way is revealed to be surfing on a terrified, magically elongated Lang Tian, admitting he's always wanted to try it. Arriving at the dilapidated Lingxiao sect entrance, Fang Lingxiao warns Lang Tian to keep his identity secret, as the wolf worries about the sect's poor state. Reassuring the anxious wolf, Fang Lingxiao says he won't hold his past crimes against him. A sharp halt stops them as a young woman with pink and black hair appears, assuming from Lang Tian's presence that they are from the Spirit Beast sect. The stern-looking girl stands her ground, guarding the entrance. Claiming to be a rogue cultivator named Fang Ling, he explains he heard of the sect's prestige and came to seek admission. The girl is utterly shocked that someone would want to join the Lingxiao sect. Suddenly, she trips over a sword on the ground, yelling at the useless blade for breaking their deal. As she tumbles forward with a yelp, a gust of wind erupts from her fall. In a flash of lightning, Fang Lingxiao moves to intercept her. He gracefully catches the falling girl before she hits the ground. Looking up at him with a blush, she's asked if she's okay. After getting entangled, the girl coughs and pretends it was a test, welcoming him to the sect. Meanwhile, Fang Lingxiao is confused how he couldn't beat her and asks what the spirit origin realm is. The girl is bewildered that he doesn't even know the spirit origin stage and questions how he has been cultivating at all. The pink-haired girl explains that Foundation Establishment is an ancient cultivation stage from before a Great Tribulation changed everything. Fang Lingxiao realizes his luck and asks about the modern system. She illustrates the modern cultivation path, from spirit origin to the legendary spirit saint stage, lamenting the vast power gap between levels. Before heading up the mountain, she timidly asks for her artifact back, and he casually agrees. He hands back the sword, noting its powerful soul force, as she proudly states she found it by chance, and then offers to lead the way. As Langtian asks about the guy inside the sword, they are interrupted by the arrival of Li Feng from the Spirit Beast sect, who condescendingly greets Miss Ye. As Fang Lingxiao questions the management fee, Ms. Ye defiantly declares that the Lingxiao sect will no longer be paying. Li Feng ignores her, attempting to recruit the talented Fang Lingxiao and his flamehound, much to Langtian's disgust. Furious at the poaching attempt, Miss Yi draws her sword, vowing she's not a pushover. Li Feng scoffs at her threat, commanding his Gale Eagle to attack, only to find the beast hesitating and ignoring his orders. With a withering glare, Lang Tian utters a single, commanding word to the eagle: "Scram." The terrified Gale Eagle abruptly flees, carrying a confused and shouting Li Feng with it, who vows to return. When Miss Ye asks why they fled, Fang Lingxiao jokes it was her aura, which she enthusiastically accepts as proof her training is working. A man with long brown hair arrives, calling her junior sister. She happily greets her senior brother, Li Heoshan. She proudly recounts her victory, explaining how she stood up to the Spirit Beast sect, causing them to flee in terror from her might. She praises her senior brother's strength, urging him to put the bullying Spirit Beast sect in their place once and for all. Without a word, Li Heoshan flies off, leaving her wondering why he's in such a rush as she decides to take the new disciple to the sect herself. The scene follows the retreating silhouette of the Gale Eagle against the sky. Aboard the Eagle, a furious Li Feng curses the bird for embarrassing him and vows to have his father slaughter everyone from the Lingxiao sect. Li Haochen intercepts Li Feng, asking him to wait, though Li Feng seems to recognize him. Li Heoshan formally apologizes for his junior sister's behavior. Unimpressed, Li Feng dismisses the apology and threatens to report the incident to his father. Li Haoshan offers a deal, and a smirking Li Feng demands the girl cripple her cultivation base and deliver all the sect's belongings as an apology. After Li Feng departs, Li Haoshan's friendly demeanor vanishes, realizing he'll have to kill the idiot to buy time and protect his own plans. As Li Haotian's energy surges, a terrified Li Feng stammers, trying to invoke his father's name. Later, a bruised Li Heoshan confirms through a soul search technique that the braggart was telling the truth. Standing on a precipice, Li Haotian grimly concludes that he will have to leave the Lingxiao sect soon. The group ascends the steps toward the main sect grounds, which appear aged and quiet. Miss Yi cheerfully announces her return to a young junior brother who is sweeping the courtyard. The junior brother, Li Xiaofan, welcomes her back as she introduces him to the new disciple, Fan Ling, who is really Fang Lingxiao. Fang Lingxiao observes the deserted sect and asks Miss Yi how many members are actually left. She bluntly states there are only 4 of them, prompting him to wonder why their enemies don't just attack directly. Evading the question, Miss Yi leaves to rest, while Xiaofan begins explaining the sect's history, involving a non-aggression pact signed 20 years ago. Xiaofan reveals the old sect master sacrificed his cultivation for the pact, and now he leads Fang Lingxiao to his room, while Fang Lingxiao secretly commands Lang Tian. In her room, Miss Yi sits dejectedly by her bed, her sword resting beside it. Her head perks up as a mysterious, fragrant smoke drifts into her room. The pleasant smell seems to calm and entrance her. The door to her room slowly creaks open on its own. Li Heoshan stands in the hall, telling his junior sister to rest, then wonders where everyone else is gone. As Xiaofan shows Fang Lingxiao his room, they are alerted by a sudden commotion and rush to see Li Haoxian battling Miss Yi. Smirking, Fang Lingxiao watches the fight as Li Haoxian unleashes a flame attack, realizing he's not fighting his junior sister but an imposter. The spirit possessing the girl is revealed to be her sword. Li Haoxian pleads with the powerful senior, wanting to escape the unsafe sect with his junior sister. The sword spirit is confused, believing the Heavenly Dao contract makes it impossible for other sects to attack them. Li Haoxian reveals he's soul-searched their earlier attacker and confirmed the threat is real, concluding they must flee immediately. He pulls out a golden talisman, preparing a desperate escape. He furiously activates the Divine Movement Escape Talisman to flee. An old man suddenly appears, catching the talisman and revealing it's a fake, a mere diversion. Since his grandson is dead, he declares the Lingxiao sect will be destroyed. The sword spirit realizes the old man is at least a spirit saint, a foe far beyond its league. The old man condescendingly addresses the sword spirit as Little Dragon Girl, stating she's no match for him. Declaring her to be just a soul form now, he reaches out with a massive, energy-wreathed hand to capture her. A look of pure terror crosses the possessed girl's face as the crushing hand descends. As the old man's attack is about to land, a lone figure on the tower calls out to him. Fang Lingxiao offers to talk things out, but the old man is unnerved that he cannot read the boy's spiritual power at all. The sword spirit panics, realizing the old man's power is far beyond Spirit Saint and she must escape, while the old man sinisterly agrees to talk. The scene shifts to the sprawling grounds of the Spirit Beast sect. Wreathed in fire, a gleeful Lang Tian declares that, this time, he has official permission to cause chaos. A furious red-haired Fang Lingxiao appears in a blaze of glory, announcing his arrival to the bastards of the Spirit Beast sect. As chaos erupts, a sect member panics, shouting that their spirit beasts refuse to come out and the elders are right behind him. The Spirit Beast sect's leader laments that the calamity star Fang Lingxiao has arrived, while his beasts are weakened, as Fang Lingxiao offers a deal. Unafraid of their powerful backers, Fang Lingxiao demands they hand over 80% of their sect's natural treasures. After the sect leader scoffs at the demand, Fang Lingxiao warns that he should be afraid before unleashing a fiery demonic attack. With the sect leader groaning in defeat, Fang Lingxiao's monstrous form asks for his answer, prompting the leader to relent and give him everything. Back at the Lingxiao sect, Fang Lingxiao stalls for time, challenging the old man to a few rounds of a game to test his chest strength. Floating high above, Fang Lingxiao calmly accepts the challenge. The old man unleashes a crushing wave of dark corrupting energy toward the boy. Surprised that his attack failed, the old man realizes something is wrong, as Fang Lingxiao calmly tells him not to hold back. Emerging completely unscathed, Fang Lingxiao taunts the old man by asking where his spirit beast is, shocking the possessed Miss Ye. Impressed, the old man declares that the boy might be worthy enough to meet his senior. The old man summons a powerful entity with a blood ritual, leaving Fang Lingxiao to face his senior as the possessed Miss Yi flees. Fang Lingxiao identifies the summoned entity as a rare, spatial tree spirit, which notes his body's life force is overflowing despite his lack of spiritual power. The tree spirit continues its analysis, guessing that he has a powerful body but no spiritual abilities. The spirit notes his surprise and asks what his goal is, observing that he only knows basic techniques. A demonic six-eyed being appears behind Fang Lingxiao, its voice echoing as it asks, "What do you say?" The entity reveals himself as the king of the Dragon Clan, offering a deal. Surrender his body, and he won't regret it. The Dragon King mocks the idea of revenge from a mere soul clinging to life in a tiny space. Fang Lingxiao scoffs, questioning how a mere snake dares to call itself part of the Dragon Clan. As they face off beneath the dark orb, a desperate Miss Yi plans her escape, while the old man warns the Dragon King not to run. The old man delivers a final chilling threat to the Dragon King: "Flee, and you will die." The sword spirit within Miss Yi is stunned, sensing a powerful bloodline suppression that triggers a forgotten memory. Surprised that someone remembers his name, the old man listens as the sword spirit asks how he's alive after being dead for 10,000 years. The old man unleashes a terrifying void-like power, drawing the attention of both Fang Lingxiao and Miss Ye. Emerging from the blast, Fang Lingxiao identifies his foes as ancient refugees, wondering how the Spirit Beast sect resurrected them. The old man tells the Dragon King he miscalculated, but offers to lend him power to restore his peak state before he falls asleep. A newly transformed being stands on the tower, remarking on the unexpected surprise. Fang Lingxiao coolly observes his opponent, noting he has become younger and advanced to the nascent soul stage. The rejuvenated dragon sovereign declares he is back at his peak, and there is nothing left to discuss, as Miss Yi marvels at his power. Watching the confrontation, the possessed Miss Yi pins her hopes on Fang Ling, giving her a chance to escape. The confident dragon sovereign challenges Fang Lingxiao, declaring it is time to test his strength. As the dragon sovereign attacks, Fang Lingxiao easily evades and is surprised to sense the use of law power. Bam! Their powerful fists collide in a thunderous impact. Fang Lingxiao notes with cold calculation that his opponent seems unfamiliar with using the laws he wields. The dragon sovereign scoffs, dismissing the observation as him just talking big. He gathers a powerful energy in his hand, which Fang Lingxiao recognizes as ancient dragon flame. Fang Lingxiao unleashes a swirling beam of fiery energy to counter the attack. The dragon sovereign summons a flaming sword to block the incoming blast. Noting the flame is similar but not true dragonfire, Fang Lingxiao watches as his foe prepares another powerful strike. Boom! A colossal explosion of energy erupts as their attacks meet, obliterating the tower beneath them. A shocked disciple screams in horror as the ancient tower is destroyed. Struggling against the onslaught, the dragon sovereign wonders if his artifact's power is weak due to the thin spiritual energy. Smirking, the dragon sovereign insists his diminished power is enough, but Fang Lingxiao, now truly angry, reveals a tower made of divine sandalwood. Pow! Fang Lingxiao smashes the dragon sovereign with the tower, leaving a bewildered Miss Yi to wonder if super expensive is the name of his attack. A white-haired man named Li Yi feels his consciousness fading after being struck down. In a flashback, a sect elder tells a younger Li Yi that his spirit root has been destroyed, he can no longer cultivate, and must leave the mountain. Li Yi pleads with the sect master, who coldly insists he must remove his holy sun robe. A concerned senior brother, Liu Qing, greets the fallen Li Yi, as his snake companion Xiao Bai expresses worry. Liu Qing asks a stoic Li Yi if he is okay. Putting on a brave face, Li Yi insists he is fine and tells him not to worry. Liu Qing tries to console him over a broken engagement, reminding him that fortunes can change. Onlooking disciples remark that the two are not ordinary. Spectators note Qing and Li Yi are like brothers without blood ties, as Li Yi vows to surpass his senior one day. Later, a giant white snake watches over him. Flashing forward, Li Yi sees visions of his parents before being greeted by Liu Qing upon his return. Qing claims he was searching for Li Yi when he ran into an evil cultivator who caused misfortune for their aunt and uncle. A shocked Li Yi questions how an evil cultivator could be within their sect's territory. Seeing through the lie, Li confronts Qing, who drops his pretense. With a sinister grin, Liu Qing confesses that he was the one who killed Li Yi's parents. Enraged and in disbelief, Li Yi stammers, demanding to know why. Screaming, Li Yi lunges at Qing, who stands calmly amidst crackling lightning. Boom! A powerful explosion erupts from their clash. The defeated Li Yi listens as Qing explains his bitter jealousy. Li Yi's constant luck and success destabilized his Dao heart, forcing him to kill him. Coughing blood, Li Yi laments his broken divine bridge, questioning the point of their fight. The scene returns to the present, where the defeated and bound dragon sovereign is startled by the appearance of a white-haired man and his red beast companion. The white-haired man offers a deal, 2,999 spirit stones, and an answer to his question in exchange for his life, a deal the dragon sovereign feels he must accept. The bound dragon sovereign asks his captor who he is. The white-haired man ignores the question, instead asking how the dragon sovereign was resurrected. The dragon sovereign asks if his captor was also revived by him. Confused when the man asks who this mysterious person is, the dragon sovereign is stunned, realizing the man before him was not resurrected. The white-haired man notes the dragon sovereign's lack of spiritual fluctuations, dismissing questions about his own survival and demanding an answer. The dragon sovereign senses the man's aura, shocked to realize he is only at the Foundation Establishment stage. Probing his captive's body, the white-haired man finds a tiny trace of lightning, which shocks the dragon sovereign to his core. As the energy crackles to life, the dragon sovereign identifies it as terrifying, sentient tribulation lightning. He panics, realizing the Tribulation lightning is actively refining his divine sense and soul. As the Dragon Sovereign screams, the white-haired man strikes him and demands he start talking. Instantly subdued, the Dragon Sovereign thanks the senior for saving his life by halting the lightning. The Dragon Sovereign reveals he has an artificial core, which his companion recognizes as a technology they've been creating. He explains that the price of his revival is being unable to escape his master's control, a concept that puzzles the white-haired man. The Dragon Sovereign describes his mysterious reviver as someone from another world, who dressed unlike anyone he's ever seen. He explains that these outsiders wield the power of laws without spiritual energy, and that his core allows him to live but not absorb this world's energy. All his power, he states, comes directly from the artificial core. The white-haired man questions the spiritual energy used in their fight, and the Dragon Sovereign explains it was his master's power. Now, a final question will decide his fate. The Dragon Sovereign insists he means no harm to the sect, revealing that its senior disciple is an outsider. He explains he came seeking a divine treasure to rebuild a one-time divine bridge, his only hope for ascension and freedom from his master's control. He tells the man that everything will be revealed at the Grand Immortal Realm tournament. The white-haired man is intrigued. As the Dragon Sovereign explains, the tournament now occurs every 30 years due to modern limitations, confirming he's from another time. Stunned, the Dragon Sovereign recalls the tournament was every 100 years in his era, and wonders how ancient his captor truly is. Having answered all questions, the Dragon Sovereign asks if he is now free to go. The white-haired man calmly orders his companion, Doggo, to untie him. As he leaves, the white-haired man warns the Dragon Sovereign to beware of outsiders at the tournament, which the old man resolves to attend. A sudden scream startles the white-haired man and his companion. A girl with pink-streaked hair sits in shock, lamenting the destroyed tower, realizing she'd almost forgotten about someone. She runs to the white-haired man, frantically asking her junior brother what happened to the tower. She despairs over the catastrophe, wailing about how the sect can afford this, especially when they are at their poorest. The white-haired youth discusses the Immortal Tournament's grand prize, but his companion worries their sect is too weak. He reassures his gullible senior sister that she will win, privately noting how easy she is to fool as she runs off to train. Determined, the youth resolves to strengthen his power and considers taking a forbidden treasure. In a cave, an injured brown-haired man catches his breath, realizing he almost fell for a trap as a white-robed figure departs. He stares in shock as a volatile, dark red energy erupts from his own hand. He grimaces, struggling to control the sinister power coursing through his arm. A horned man appears, revealing he was able to track him using a mark left by someone named Li Yi. The horned man smirks, effortlessly dispelling the dark energy and mocking his foe's little tricks. The injured man looks up defiantly, demanding to know who his new opponent is. The horned man grabs his chin, condescendingly telling the little one to show some respect. Smash! He violently slams the man into the rocky ground below. Pinned and crushed by the overwhelming aura, the man learns his foe is Immortal Chingay, an envoy from the celestial realm. Towering over the defeated man, Immortal Chingay demands to know the whereabouts of an item from the Lingxiao sect. Elsewhere, a white-bearded elder is startled to find his tracking mark has vanished, yelling, "Stop!" as he dashes away. The elder confronts a girl from the celestial realm, who dismisses him as a mere test subject not worth her time. Perched atop a giant bird, the girl explains she's only here because the celestial realm has lost its patience. The elder questions her about the immortal realm, a look of dread on his face. She reveals they sent a half-step golden immortal as an envoy, someone the elder is very familiar with. Puzzled, the elder listens as the girl tries to recall the name of the traitor who sold himself for ascension. She remembers the name with a snap of her fingers, Liu Qingye. The elder's face contorts with fury upon hearing the name. In a flashback, a younger Fang Lingxiao crackles with electrical energy while holding a blue crystal. He laments his bottomless dantian, realizing even thousands of spirit stones aren't enough, and that he must use that item. Fang Lingxiao gives a task to a small red fox, Doggy, who eagerly accepts. He instructs Doggy to guard the sect while he is away for a few days, promising it will be no problem. Fang Lingxiao approaches a massive, sealed stone gateway set into a cliffside. As he places his hand upon it, the ancient gate glows with a powerful light. He enters a vast, empty chamber finding only a single pedestal glowing in the center. Startled, he looks up at something that catches his eye. A giant stone tablet bears an insulting inscription. Fang Lingxiao and dogs are not allowed inside. He fumes, wondering who could have written such a nasty message. HMPH. He cleverly finds a loophole, deciding the sign applies to Fang Lingxiao, not Fang Ling. Finding only a single, small chest, he suspects it's a trap. He opens it anyway, confident that whatever is inside will be enough for his breakthrough. A hooded being appears, offering him an incomplete core and revealing the sect's treasure is his own lost power. The hooded being explains this is just one of 5 fragments of his core, which seals his past cultivation and something more. They tell him to absorb the core to understand everything. As the being's avatar fades, Fang Lingxiao desperately asks for their identity and how they know so much about him. The being introduces herself as Bai Li and promises they will meet again before dissipating completely. As she vanishes, Fang Lingxiao is left wondering why the woman felt so strangely familiar. After absorbing the core, he breaks through to the golden core stage, realizing the fragments are the key to unlocking his true power. His head throbs as fragmented memories flood his mind, a celestial being, a declaration of love, and an invitation to ascend. In a past memory, a white-haired girl named Bai Li explains to Fang Lingxiao that this isn't true ascension, struggling to explain higher dimensions. He simply asks her to trust him, and she agrees without hesitation. She fondly recalls that while she never understood the things he said, he was always right. Getting to the point, he prepares to give her a quick explanation. He illustrates that true ascension requires a physical body as a vessel, unlike the modern method of abandoning it. He urges Bai Li to use her law power and start over, calculating the time difference and promising to wait, but she refuses, insisting she will wait for him. Holding a tiny glowing spirit, Bai Li admits that Lingxiao is smarter than she is. He screams for her not to go, watching in horror as a massive, ethereal figure with a sword manifests from her power. In a vision of swirling energy, a mysterious white-haired woman vows to make her choice after countless reincarnations. Following the vision, Li Yi awakens with a sudden start, finding an earring in his hand and recognizing it as belonging to a certain woman. Holding the earring, he questions his relationship with the woman he now recalls, is named Bai Li. Beside him, he finds a strange set of clothes and a note left for him. Wear this. I like it. Acknowledging his memories might be real, Li Yi realizes his power is still far from enough and resolves to stabilize his realm first. Elsewhere, his companion Doggo trains diligently, proudly declaring himself the strongest security guard. A swirl of dark energy coalesces into Liu Qing'e, who menacingly asks Doggo for the location of Fang Lingxiao. Doggo senses his opponent's powerful law energy, noting it's not as strong as his boss's, and decides to stall for time. When Doggo doesn't answer, Liu Qing's threat prompts the beast to transform into a powerful Skyfire demon wolf, ready for battle. The Skyfire demon wolf unleashes a furious blast of concentrated fire. The flame is sliced apart as Liu Qing reveals his massive white snake, Xiaobai, commenting on the wolf being a rare, ancient beast before ordering his snake to attack. As the two beasts face off, Liu Qing notes his snake's higher cultivation and orders it to devour the wolf, hoping it will advance Xiaobai's power. Eat it, Li Qing'e commands, as his giant white snake lunges toward the fiery wolf. Xiaobai coils its massive body around the Skyfire demon wolf, beginning a ferocious struggle. The horned girl watches the battle in despair, lamenting the sect's constant problems with the Immortal World competition only a month away. For a moment, she considers abandoning her post and running for her life. The white snake's cultivation proves too much for the wolf, who is hopelessly outmatched. Responding to Doggo's silent plea, the horned girl, revealed as the last hope of the dragon clan, loses her patience with the fight. She transforms into a golden dragon, swatting the snake aside and shouting that it talks too much. Liu Qing looks on with mild surprise at the sudden appearance of a dragon. The golden dragon viciously tears into the white snake as their colossal forms clash. Bam! The savage battle between the dragon and the snake rages on. Annoyed by the dragon's powerful bloodline, Liu Qingke prepares to intervene personally. Suddenly, a voice shouts his name as Li Yi arrives on a giant bird, identifying Liu Qing as his old acquaintance and preparing to fight. Screaming Liu Qing'e, Li Yi charges into battle with fiery determination. Liu Qing stands over the defeated dragon girl and doggo, remarking that absorbing her broken body will purify his snake's bloodline. He coldly orders his massive snake, Xiaobai, to devour them. Shouting his old rival's name, Li Yi unleashes a massive pillar of fire that intercepts the snake's attack. Liu Qing laughs maniacally, telling Li Yi how much he's missed him. Xiaobai slams into Li Yi's fiery blast with immense force. Liu Qing mockingly asks if Li Yi's cultivation is another stroke of luck, but Li Yi silences him with a furious attack. Stating that Li Yi's strength is still lacking, Liu Qing easily paralyzes him, declaring divine abilities useless in the face of rules. Liu Qing taunts the helpless, immobilized Li Yi. He advises Li Yi to follow the rules, asking if he's from the Immortal Palace, while the defeated dragon girl watches with a bored sigh. Liu Qing offers Li Yi a chance at revenge, challenging him to a duel at the Immortal World competition in 1 month. A new girl arrives on a giant bird, calling down to Doggo and the Dragon Clan guy. The injured dragon girl and Doggo look up, confused by the newcomer's arrival. The newcomer asks them to tell Fang Lingxiao that he can join her Immortal Palace if he wants revenge. As the newcomer departs through a swirling portal, the dragon girl is left to ponder the mysterious Immortal Palace. Time flows by, and 1 month later, the scene shifts back to the sect grounds. Doggo impatiently wonders why his boss hasn't returned, while the pink-haired senior sister panics that they are short on people for the competition. A winged, white-robed being descends from the sky, landing before the anxious group. He introduces himself as a messenger from the heavenly realm, announcing that the Immortal World competition is about to begin. The messenger states the entry requirements: at least 4 participants from the Spirit Core realm, leaving Doggo to realize they don't have enough people. Just then, a powerful white-haired woman appears, announcing she will join. Doggo is stunned, sensing his boss's aura from her. The competition is set to take place in the magnificent Lingjing city. Within the city, a guard bursts in with bad news for the blue-haired city lord. The panicked guard begs the city lord to come and see the disaster unfolding outside. Stepping out, the city lord is horrified to find her entire city being inexplicably lifted into the sky. The blue-haired city lord looks up in utter disbelief and shock. Her city is now suspended in the sky, with a massive, damaged gate floating high above. The white-haired woman walks with her companions, who gossip about the horned girl's new look and their missing leader, Fang Lingxiao, while the red-haired man senses a bad feeling about the tournament's true rules. The white-haired woman reveals a dark secret. Tournament participants from lower realms lose their memories, some vanish entirely, and the only one who discovered this, Lan Yunao, was killed for it. Enraged, the red-haired man questions if the organizers think they can fool the entire world. The white-haired woman cynically states that without power, one is a fool, and only Fang Lingxiao would dare defy heaven's will. She coldly explains the motivation behind it all with a single word: desire. A new horned girl appears, introducing herself as the envoy and announcing the tournament's challenge: defeat her or survive for 12 hours. The envoy mentions the Ascension treasure, while a bald elder from another sect plots to seize it, seeing the sect leader's absence as his chance to take everything, including her. The bald elder arrogantly demands to know where the envoy is, only for his followers to point skyward in fear. A colossal golden hand of energy descends upon the arena, shocking all the participants below. The white-haired woman instructs her companion to think of something as she unleashes her own massive, fiery hand to counter the attack. A powerful man with black hair, the envoy, dismisses the participants as ants but notes a few surprises before unleashing a sacrificial fire to see who they are. The bald elder defiantly challenges the envoy to a one-on-one fight, daring him to come down. Whoosh! The elder is instantly engulfed by the envoy's flames, screaming in agony. Panicked and burning, the elder desperately tries to fend off the relentless flames. Crack! The white-haired woman slaps the elder, whose body protection technique activates, creating a large golden avatar to shield them. Within the flames, the woman touches the elder's face, causing it to rapidly decay. As the protection shatters, the envoy declares he's found his target, just as the white-haired woman says she's found him. The envoy finds himself surrounded by ethereal swords and crackling blue energy. With a determined look, the white-haired woman successfully traps the envoy in a block of crystalline energy. The group's celebration is cut short as the trapped envoy notes he's in a time barrier, unable to use his powers. while the Horned Girl envoy scolds her allies for celebrating and admits she underestimated the enemy. The Horned Envoy scoffs, revealing a grim truth. She never said there was only one envoy. As a true immortal's aura descends, the white-haired woman urges her group to flee, while the trapped envoy realizes it's not Fang Lingxiao and laments Liu Qing's disgrace. A new, powerful female envoy appears, bored by the fight and deciding to just flatten the entire continent with her Heaven's Return technique. As the new envoy's power descends, the blue-haired City Lord summons her own Myriad Stars technique to fight back. The City Lord unleashes her power, manifesting a massive, glowing formless Dharma body. Her formless sword technique fills the sky with energy blades, a feat that impresses the new envoy. Hopeful, the red-haired man is quickly shut down as his companion explains the envoy's attack is an inescapable dimensional collapse. He realizes they're trapped. With the city evacuated, the City Lord watches the battle, anxiously wondering if her senior can survive this tribulation. The new envoy boasts that her law of space negates divine abilities, but the white-haired woman, low on energy, resolves to end things quickly. The new envoy dismisses her opponent's confidence as nonsense, but is suddenly struck by a strange, uneasy feeling. A flash of recognition hits her as she recalls the feeling, wondering in disbelief how it could be possible. She screams in terror, realizing she's witnessing the law of causality as infinite versions of herself appear from across time. "You maniac," she shrieks, accusing her opponent of using the forbidden law of causality and risking a catastrophic backlash. A colossal, ethereal version of the white-haired woman looms over the terrified envoy, her power absolute. Powerless, the new envoy realizes the causality has been turned against her, and the white-haired woman declares her fate is to be devoured and die. Screaming in protest, the envoy denies this fate, insisting a true immortal cannot be erased by a causality forced upon her. Arg. The envoy is annihilated, collapsing into a swirling orb of dark blue energy. The red-haired man stares in confusion, asking if the messenger wasn't already defeated. The first horned envoy girl watches in horror, realizing her sister's very existence was erased and time itself was reversed. She confronts the group, demanding to know what they meant by the fight not being over. Angrily, she declares that by freely tampering with causality, they have shown blatant disrespect to the immortal palace. Declaring their actions an unforgivable crime, she vows to obey the will of heaven. She transforms into a monstrous, shadowy beast, announcing herself as an agent of the immortal palace. Realizing they're screwed, the group watches in horror as the agent lunges, prompting the City Lord to cry out for Senior Fang. The agent of the immortal palace slams into the ground, determined to suppress its target. The white-haired woman realizes she's alive as the City Lord looks on in tearful joy, exclaiming Senior Fang's name. The white-haired woman reveals she saved them on Fang Lingxiao's behalf, giving the City Lord a jade pendant and warning her away before sending them to safety. Defeated and returned to her humanoid form, the agent of the immortal palace curses the damn reverse order practitioner. The red-haired man realizes the sealed messenger has escaped as the sky darkens, and the defeated horned envoy senses a new, approaching threat. A new brown-haired foe appears, impressed by her opponent's power, before summoning a heaven-swallowing gourd and ordering it to enlarge. A system window announces a new power. Second-level Dharma body, star resonance. A colossal, star-forged Dharma body manifests from celestial energy, holding a massive sword of light. The heaven-swallowing gourd glows ominously, hovering over the land as it prepares to strike. The brown-haired girl taunts her opponent, confident her treasure is unbreakable and that the white-haired woman is almost out of energy. The gourd cracks under pressure, shocking the brown-haired girl, as the blue avatar's energy is completely depleted in the process. Having exhausted the avatar, the white-haired woman coldly resolves to erase everyone present and sever all causal ties. Crack, the crystalline prison shatters, unleashing a surge of blue energy. The brown-haired girl reveals her plan to erase their causality for experiments, mentioning an immortal palace member's interest in the white-haired woman's body. Suddenly, the long-awaited Fang Lingxiao appears in a flash of lightning, declaring he is not too late, as his overjoyed teammates shout, "Boss." Fang Lingxiao reflects on his perfect timing, noting the teleportation jade pendant activated just as he stabilized his cultivation. The brown-haired girl threatens Fang Lingxiao to join her, but he scoffs at her ultimatum while effortlessly neutralizing her energy blast. Enraged, she unleashes her ultimate technique, the setting sun lifeless sword. Fang Lingxiao smirks coolly, turning her threat back on her. Or else you'll die for me?